Okay, now we're going to talk about the preliminary pages, and this is where most of the focus is in terms of reviewing the document for formatting. So we're going to spend a little bit of time on this slide. What I'm going to do is go out to the website, look at the samples, and then we'll come back to the slide and talk about the order of the preliminary pages. So the first sample is the title page. And it's not exciting, not fancy, but your title page needs to look like this. So at the top of the page is the University of California, Riverside. Under that is your title of your thesis. And the capitalization on the title is every word that has 4 or more letters should have a capital letter at the front. So you see how upon has a capital U because it has 4 letters. But of and the do not because they're less than 4. If you have a word in your title that is important and key to the title but has less than 4 letters, you can certainly capitalize that as well. Underneath the title is the phrase, a dissertation. For the master's students, you're going to be changing this word to thesis. So a thesis submitted in partial satisfaction of the requirements for the degree of. Then your degree name, so that's going to be Master of Arts or Master of Science in Mathematics. So this needs to be your program name, which is the official name of your program that the registrar has on file. So, for example, for creative writing, you have to put creative writing and writing for the performing arts. Okay, it can't be screenplay or novel or what have you. It has to be the official program name. Under that is your official name, and this is also what the university has on file for you. If you don't like what your official name is, you can talk to the registrar's office about doing a name change. Underneath your name is the month and year of conferral. The months, there's only 4 options for the month. So June, August, December, or March. Those are the only 4 options. So even if you turn your document in May, you're still a June graduate and the year of conferral. Underneath that at the very bottom is the committee. So you're going to put thesis committee and the names. And chairperson, if you have only 1 chairperson, you can also do 2 co-chairperson over the first 2 names. So that's what the title page should look like. Oh, we need to go back. All right, we're going to look at the sample copyright page. So this is a really simple page. Just at the very bottom, you have 3 lines, copyright by, your official name, and the year of conferral. The signature page is the most important page in your document. So what we need for this is this type of formatting, but on this page you need to have 3 original signatures of your committee members on the same piece of paper. If you have more than 3 committee members, you can just add another line. If you have co-chairpersons, you're going to put committee co-chairperson under the bottom 2 lines. But I want you to think about how you're going to accomplish this, getting all your committee members to sign this one piece of paper. Okay, this is the very old school process of submitting your thesis. So you need to make sure you know their schedules. Are they going out of town? Are they going to a conference? At the same time you're trying to graduate, you need to communicate with your committee and talk to them about when they'll be willing to sign, what needs to happen in order for them to sign, because you cannot graduate without this page. And the last sample we're going to look at is the abstract. This is not required for master's theses, but if you wanted to include it, you can. And this is the formatting that it should have, this header with your title, your name of your degree, your program, all the same type of information that's on the title page. So those are the samples. Those are available on our website. So overall, the preliminary pages are numbered with lowercase Roman numerals. So they look like this, the small I, that type of thing. Excuse me. But the first 3 pages are included in the pagination, but they're not numbered on the page. So those numbers are not printed on the title page, the copyright page, and the signature page, but they are included. So those are your first 3 pages there. The next page that you could have is acknowledgments. If you include acknowledgments, it's going to be numbered IV at the bottom of the page, and that would be 4. So you've got 3 pages before, they're not numbered. Acknowledgments is IV. Acknowledgments tends to be a little bit more formal. You're thanking your committee members, funding sources you've received, that types of things, lab mates. And that can be a page, 2 pages. You know, some students have them quite long, some are quite short, but that's optional. You can include that. Next is the dedication. That's also optional. And that's something that's typically a little more personal. So you're thanking your significant other or parents, family members, that type of thing. After the dedication is the abstract. That's required, like I said, only for the PhD, but you certainly can include it if you would like in the master's thesis. After the abstract is the table of contents, and there's no set format for that. Basically, it can be as detailed as you want or simple as you want. It can be as simple as Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and the page numbers thereon, or you can include Chapter 1 and all the subheadings and all that information. It's up to you. After the table of contents, you would include your lists. So if you need lists, is determined based on what's included in the thesis. So if you have several figures set throughout the document, you're going to need a list of figures. Same thing for tables. These are just examples, abbreviations, symbols, illustrations. You could have maps, graphs, you know, the list goes on. So if you have those items included in your thesis, then you'll need lists. Each list should be on its own page. So you'll have a list of figures, then the next page, list of tables, and so on. The last preliminary page you could have is called a preface or a foreword. This is something that's pretty rare. We don't see it included too often, but if you wanted to include it, this is where it would be. It's typically something that's in your own voice. So you're talking about your research and you're sort of bridging over into your document. So you're talking about something along the lines of, you know, when I was 10 years old, my dad, you know, took me to see the space shuttle, and that piqued my interest in this sort of type of research, and that's what led me down this path, that type of thing. But that's very optional. So these are the preliminary pages. This is where a lot of focus is going to be in terms of the formatting and the review that happens in the graduate division.